What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with the Scizor box that I played long ago, but this time a bit more updated. If you don't know what Scizor does, it's got the amazing single prize Pokemon that has 140 health, and you do 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability plus 10. So you got the 10 base damage, and then with a fully set up board, you can swing for massive damage. When you're playing against decks like Raging Bolt, Charizard, even Iron Thorn's Dragon Bolt, because the Dracloaks and Iron Thorns have abilities, Regidrago, decks like that, this single prize Pokemon can really get after it and take some massive OHKOs, especially on stuff like Teal Mask Ogerpon, which is heavily benched in many decks. The other Scizor that is amazing in this deck is the Crossbreaker EX. With Crossbreaker, you could discard up to 2 Metal Energy from this Pokemon and do 120 damage for each card you discarded this way. So you could swing for a total of 240, which is perfect to KO any basic EX Pokemon or V. Swinging 240 is phenomenal numbers. If you need more than that, I'm thinking like Regidrago, Charizard, you could fall back on the single prize one and use it to two-shot those tanky, two prize ability-based Pokemon, because a lot of the tankier decks rely on abilities a lot more. So this deck actually has a lot of positive matchups. And in case you're wondering about like Raging Bull and you're thinking, oh, but what if they play Bravery Charm? That's why we played 2 copies of Tool Jammer. I don't want to deal with it, so I'm playing 2 copies of Tool Jammer, so I don't have to worry about Force Seal Stun, I don't have to worry about Bravery Charm, all those kind of things we can take care of. In terms of everything else in the deck, we've only got one other backup attacker, and that's going to be Mew EX, which also substitutes as our backup draw engine with the restart ability, allowing us to draw until we have 3 cards in our hand. In terms of our main draw supports, we're going to have a 1-1 Bibarel line, just because I still think Bibarel is a super clutch engine. I didn't want to totally get rid of it. I know the last time I played this deck like 5 months ago, I played 2-2 Bibarel line. I think for now I'm going to rock the 1-1, and I'm going to play Radiant Greninja as my other backup engine. We play a lot of energy recovery in this deck, so even though I'm relying on Metang, which I'll get into in a second, I don't think it's super, hurtful if I play Radiant Greninja and I get rid of an energy card here and an energy card there. I mean, predominantly, we're going to fall back on Bibarel, most likely Mew, but Greninja is a super clutch Radiant to have in the back line. Metang. Now, I know you're thinking, you saw the bottom of the list when I scrolled down. We got 12 Metal Energy in the deck. All right, Metang, how are we going to hit our Metal Makers? How are we going to reveal the top 4 and hit enough energy to keep attacking? Well, what's nice about this deck is you really don't need much energy at all to attack. I mean, the single prize Scizor is just a manual attached swing, so you actually rarely need any other energy if you're falling on the single prize one. The 2 prize Scizor only needs 2 energy, so unlike Dialga or even our Chaladin that need 3, 4, 5 energy to get like big attacks going, I'm thinking Dialga specifically, Crossbreaker you really only need 2. So if your Metal Maker just hits 1 energy and then you can manual attach the other, most of the time you're pretty good with just that. You really don't need more. I know last time I played this deck, I actually had a super easy time hitting some good Metal Makers because we got a lot of cards that can help us out with that. One of them being Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking, where we can just search our deck for 2 cards, energy, stick them on top of the deck, rip the Metal Maker, get our energy that way. In terms of other cards we got in the deck, we got 2 rods, and when we get into the mid and late game, we can thin our deck down very well, so we can kind of flood our deck with 5, 6 energies with rods, and then still have recovery through 1 Night Stretcher and 1 copy of Lana's Aid to make sure we're still getting the Pokemon, the non-rule box Pokemon, back into our hand, which kind of is clutch. And then Night Stretcher, get us that rule box Pokemon, so if we need a second Scizor EX, or we need Radiant Greninja, something like that back, we can use Night Stretcher on that guy if we need. Past that, I'm going for the most consistent version of the deck I'm playing. I'm playing 4 copies of Research, 4 copies of Iono to make sure I'm getting the hands I need, as well as Prime Catcher for the Ace spec and Boss's Orders, because this deck, honestly, it doesn't want super long games. I mean, we can handle it. We've got good longevity in terms of, like, both of us having rough starts, but I'm thinking, like, we just kind of want to get after it, gust up what we need to KO. We want to go 2-4-6 as cleanly as we can. If we have to 2-shot, a 2-prize Pokemon with a couple Scizors, it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not preferred. So I am playing a super high count of Gust with some high counts of Hand Disruption and Research. I'm also playing pretty much as many Pokemon Search cards as I can. I'm playing 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, 3 Nest Balls, and then down here we got 4 Ultra Balls just to make sure that I am getting my Pokemon in play as soon as possible. I like going first with this deck. I like taking the more aggressive line. I like getting my Scythers out. Even if we need to retreat them, I mean, we got the free retreat pivot off Scyther, so it's not the end of the world. If we like lead one, then we need to fall back into a Mew or like something else just to sack. Like, it's pretty easy to work around with this deck. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the list. I mean, the list is pretty simple. I love this box. The last time I played it, I thought this would be a fun time to bring it back. I haven't seen a Scizor video in a while. I haven't really thought about it in a while. I was looking at the meta, and I'm like, you know what? this card could actually cook right now. I think it's got some positive matchups for sure, just like last time. A lot of the decks that were dominating the format when I originally picked this up are still kind of floating around and doing pretty well. So I think this deck actually has a lot of positive matchups. And the biggest thing is we have 140 HP, so we still dodge Dusknoir. So if you're playing against Charizard or another deck like Hydreigon that might run the Dusknoir line, the single prize Scizor can really clutch up in those matchups since you'll actually dodge the KO. I mean, yeah, okay, they could take out, you know, your Metangs and your Bibarels. There's not much you can do about that. But if you can fall back on the single prize one, you really don't need much of a draw engine as long as you're just getting a manual attach swing every single turn. So that's going to be pretty much it for the list. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen before I get into the video, I did get that TCG Player affiliate link. So if you want to support the channel, go to TCG Player, order any cards, any deck boxes, any deck accessories for any card game period. It'll be on TCG Player. Use my link in the description down below and order stuff within 48 hours and you'll support the channel in a huge way. So thank you to everyone who's doing that. And with that being said, I mean, let's get into it with one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Let's get into it with Scizor and Scizor EX. Welcome to match number 1, where we open up with an absolute banger of a hand, now that I really take a look at it. I mean, we got the Scyther down in the active. We can retreat it if my opponent is playing some sort of donk deck and try to keep up Scyther as long as possible. We also got Buddy-Buddy Poffin, and here is the Iron Thorns, the deck I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried about going into this match. Actually, that top deck changes everything. That top deck is amazing. Sorry for the cut. I had to cough real quick. I don't know why I had like a little coughing fit. I took a sip of water and then I like forgot that talking and drinking water at the same time was, you know, bad idea. So I kind of just was a little bit of an idiot for a second. All right, we're gonna definitely go Bidoof Scyther here. I don't think they're gonna set up an Iron Thorns. I don't think I've ever seen an Iron Thorn set up in one turn. But if I can not deal with it, that would be amazing. Maybe I should have gone another Metang. And then I could have Metang, double Metang into Scizor and just try to take a quick 2-prize KO with Scizor EX. But I like this play the best, especially with that Iono. If they don't get another Pokemon down, we've got a good chance at taking a donk KO. So we're going to evolve into Metang. We're going to evolve Scizor EX. We're going to use Ultra Ball to get out a Bibarel. And we are going to be flying from there. I think MEW EX might be the best Pokemon to discard here. And they're playing Techno Radar. This actually might just be a Quad Thorns deck. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm leaning towards. I don't think Dragapult plays Techno Radar. My opponent is playing everything that tells me Quad Thorns though so far. I don't know why. I just got that feeling. And Quad Thorns, honestly, matchup, I'm not too worried about that. It was crazy. Oh no, because they got the free retreat. They get rid of Crushing Hammer. Actually, I'm kind of happy they got rid of the single prize Scizor. Is actually going to put in crazy work this match too. If they attach a DTE to anyone, they're actually not going to OHKO the single prize Scizor. They'll be swinging 120, at least without the tool. If they have the tool, they'll be chilling. And then we'll be tanking hits, and we're easily two-shotting them because all of their Pokemon have abilities in play, and I'm not really affected by it. I mean, Mew, Radiant Greninja, sure, okay, those are useless, but I still got Metang, I still got Bibarel. Those are still phenomenal support Pokemon, and I could just rely on those for the rest of the match. That's actually the craziest top deck, I'm not gonna lie. I almost still want to get rid of it, though. Like, I think the play for us still is to Ultra Ball it away. We got Lana's Aid, 2 Rods, Night Stretcher, we got a whole bunch of stuff. I kind of want to take the Bibarel here. I want to I want to like thin 4 cards out of our deck with Bibarel. Hope they're not energy, and then Metal Maker. Because the chance of hitting non-energy right now is higher than hitting energy. So I feel like this should be the safest time to Bibarel before Metal Maker. And we're going to hit 1 energy, which is nice. I mean, I guess that would have been huge with the Metal Maker, but it's not the end of the world. I'm definitely, just in case, going to get another Metang down. I know we got one in the deck. I got the manual attached. Now all I need is 1 Metal Maker to hit 1 time. I want to use that boss's orders. I want to be really greedy and go after it with energy, and I don't. Actually, I whiff it. Okay. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. I can attach. Do I know they have anything in their hand I'm scared of? I don't. Right? Like, they didn't reveal anything after they researched. They just researched and pretty much passed, which tells me their hand might be pretty good. I'm not too worried about them taking an OHKO on the Scizor just yet, at least. I mean, not yet, not ever. They get 2-shot it. They will be getting the first attack, but as long as we could chase them down after, we should be okay. So I'm going to Iono here. That actually really does kind of hurt that the Metal Maker whiffed. I really wanted to go for that boss play. Although this is a completely fine alternative. I mean, I got Ultra Ball for another Metang. I'm going to get down not another Scyther. We prized 2 Scythers this match. Cool. Cool. All right. So that's a thing. I didn't know that. Maybe prize checking is something I should do more. We're going to end our turn. So I'm just going to hope, I guess, they don't have double DTE or some sort of switch manual attach in hand. If we could dodge that. Actually, you know what? Them Crushing Hammer is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I have 1 energy in my hand for manual attach. I got Ultra Ball to go for another Metang. Between 2 Metangs and a manual attach, I am praying that Scizor EX can get the energy it needs to go Crossbreaker, especially on the one with 2 energy. I really want to go Boss's Orders on the one with energy, and they're going to get Colress's Tenacity, so they're just going to take a DTE, Lost City. Oh my gosh, actually, you know what? Lost City is going to be the most miserable stadium to deal with if I have 2 Scythers in the deck. Oh my lord. Okay, that's fine. We'll see where they move the energy. I kind of hope they move the DTE, and I could gust that guy up. They're swinging 120, actually, so they might not even be two-shotting us. All right, now it's a no-brainer. This guy's got to go. That is a 3 energy. That man needs to leave. Actually, you know what? I could go Prime Catcher. I don't know if it's in the deck, though. Should I do it before Ciphermaniac? Be insane. Be a mad lad. I did prize 2 Scythers, but this would be a perfect time to Prime Catcher. We're going to do it. We're going to go Prime Catcher energy. And then I'm going to try to thin to Bibarel. Oh, wait. Oh my god, no, I totally messed that up. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because I can play the energy on Scizor. Yeah, all right. There was a vision in my head. I just forgot how it works. So, okay, we want Prime Catcher on top because I'm going to Bibarel into it, and then we want to Metal Maker the next card. Yeah. All right, I was like, there is a vision in my head. What was it? I did have a way to map this out without Radiant Greninja. We're going to attach the energy to Scizor. We are going to Bibarel for 1, take out the Prime Catcher. I am then going to Prime Catcher up the Iron Thorns with the energy attached. I'm going to promote my single prize Iron Thorns, and then I'm going to Metal Maker, take out minimum 1 energy. Perfect. That's really all I needed, was just the 1. Obviously, more would have been nice, but I'm like, I'm not complaining. It's not the end of the world. And then here, honestly, I think I might Ultra Ball. I like having 2 boss, but I guess I don't really need a Gust much. I mean, as long as we're taking 2 prize KOs, we're taking 2 prize KOs, right? I get, you know what? Let's get rid of these. Actually, I hate getting... No, because we got Bibarel. I don't really need research. We've got a big draw engine at this point. Give me the EX, I guess. And then I'll dig into another Metal Maker just in case. I need a retreat before evolving, that's for sure. That way I can take a massive KO. And I'm going to evolve this guy. I kind of like having the EX in this match. I think that's going to be our best friend. I'm going to swing 240 here. I'm sure they got 1 energy. They could swing with Iron Thorns. Sure, that's fine. I'll take that. You know, they might be able to Lost City KO this guy. They totally could if they get... Actually, I don't know, because DTE kind of messes it all up. But we got Scyther out of the prizes. So now we have 3 Scyther floating around, and I think I feel much more comfortable with that. Although losing one of my EXs is actually miserable. I'm not going to lie. That's actually awful. Oh, boy. Okay. I guess there's really not much I could do if they take the KO this turn. Right now, they're not, though. Right now, all they're doing is swinging for 120, so we actually could potentially tank this. If they attach Future Booster Energy Capsule, they'll be swinging 140, and we have 150 HP left. And they're just going to swing 120. We're tanking another shot. Oh, that's so massive. I am totally going... Oh, my God. But like, the thought of going research here and just taking out this guy with the DT, it feels good. Oh, and the energy top deck. Okay. You know what? We Metal Maker here. We Metal Maker here every single time, dude. If I hit this energy... How many energy do we have in discarded? We got 3, 4. There's 8 energy left in the deck, assuming none are prized. We're going to go Metal Maker. I got Research and Bibarel if I need, but I'm feeling good. And oh my god, this is actually insane. I'm not going to lie, that pure luck, and I'm totally okay with that. Definitely not complaining at all. We're gonna go Boss's Orders. I'm gonna take up the Iron Thorns with the DTE attached and the Future Booster Energy Capsule. That's the easier guy to set up, and I could bump Lost City for full Metal Lab, and my opponent's just gonna scoop there. That is gonna wrap it up for a quick, kind of easy, a little bit stressful, but a kind of easy match number 1 against an annoying deck. Yo, this deck, I'm telling you, Scizor EX is cracked, bro. This deck is broken. Let's get into match number 2, see if we can keep up a little bit of a win streak going. Let's see if we can go 2 wins minimum, guarantee the positive record for the day with Scizor EX. Welcome to match number 2, where we open up with an atrocious hand, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what my opponent's playing. They're most likely playing Gardevoir off that, which I don't hate our matchup into. Actually, that single prize Scizor top deck low-key changes everything. That buys us just a little bit more time. I'm gonna attach the energy here. Again, I don't think my opponent can take the KO turn 1, but we got a free retreat anyways. I'd rather play it safe, and they're playing some crazy deck that actually can KO my active. And then I can just promote the other Scyther. It's just a little bit safer, and yeah, it's going to be Gardevoir. I don't think there's ever a world where they take a KO turn 1. Not 100% sure, though. I'm sure I'm going to live to regret that. For now, though, I'm going to play like this, and I'm going to hope they get some ability Pokemon down, because if they don't, well, I'm in a much trickier spot, because I don't have an energy. I guess I could Metang, and I could go for a cut on Ralts, which would be insane. But they're going to get Buddy-Buddy Poffin TEF Evo, so they're going to get plenty of Ralts down this turn. So KOing one Ralts, it is going to help me in the long run, but it's not going to feel great the next turn when they evolve into a bunch of Kirlia and still are able to get going. Actually, Drifloon there. Okay, just one. Actually, no, I need 2 ability Pokemon, don't I? They got Greninja. Okay, so I'm swinging for 60, and they're not weak to Steel, so that's actually going to be still a cut line. I think is going to be the best thing for our deck, which is insane, actually. I really want them to smack down like a Monkey Doy or something so I could use Punishing Scissor, excuse me, and get after. Actually, you know what? No, they're going to evolve into Kirlias, which is going to put more abilities in play. We're fine. We're chilling. They got 2 refinements. I can easily go boss. Ooh, on the only Kirlia that they got. They actually failed the other evolution, which is kind of huge. And I did get the Iono, which I'm not gonna lie, feels amazing when my hand's a little bit dead like this. But I kind of want to go boss. I want to get... I think it's more important to take out most of their draw engine, especially how they evolve into Gardevoir EX. We're gonna get 2 energy there, which is nuts. I don't need it. They got 5, 10. Yeah, actually, we really don't need it. I could take 1 and just attach it to the bench. I really don't want a second on this active. Like, I don't want to use cut. We're not swinging for cut. If we are, I'm gonna be very scared. For now, I just want to go Punishing Scissors. Now they're weak to metal. That's right. So we're swinging 220 damage, which is actually nuts. Also, this deck, in case you're running in the Chien-Pao or something at your local cups and whatever, this deck solos Chien-Pao. Just simply a Baxcalibur and a Chien-Pao is the only Pokemon in play. Get O-Code by Single Prize Scizor, so this deck definitely has a great matchup into that. That being said, it's not super popular right now. Just kind of hit me while I'm staring down weakness, looking at 220, I'm thinking Chien-Pao, because one of my best friends is a huge Chien-Pao stan, so I'm oftentimes playing against Chien-Pao. Anyways, my opponent is going to Concealed Cards. We'll see if they get the Rare Candy Gardevoir. That play is much harder. If they do just get 1 more Kirlia down, I'm just going to go Boss's Orders and take out a Kirlia. Again. And right now they are going to attach another energy to Screamtails. They're going to Arven, I'm sure. Actually, I guess they could go Rare Candy. And if they have Ultra Ball or Gardevoir, they could actually get going right now. They are going to play Rare Candy. We'll see. How many energy do they have in deck? They got 3 in the discard pile. Okay. It makes things a little bit more complicated. They had the Ultra Ball in hand. They can go Rare Candy Gardevoir this turn, which is a little bit annoying. We're not at Oko range yet for a KO on Greninja. Although they might actually just take out my Metang here. They might not even take out my active. They might just leave that guy. All that matters right now is we went up 1 prize. We just need to stay ahead, which is hard to do against Gardevoir. It's very hard to do, especially with a start like this. We are going to be fighting from an odd position, but we have Boss's Orders in hand. We have Iono. We don't have to play Boss, especially if they go after Metang. We can just kind of gust something up and take a KO on that. Maybe the other Ralts, you know, stop their draw engine a bit. They're going to Roaring Scream. I'm curious to see where they throw these damage counters. This is going to be huge. And they're going to take out the Metang. Actually, they couldn't KO my active. It was either Metang or Scyther. It was kind of what they had to do to stay in the game. If they, I guess, could have set up a Monkey Dory play, which would have been kind of nice, but they did not. So we're going to get Ultra Ball here, which I kind of love. And we could get Bidoof. They surprisingly cannot KO Bidoof. We do have the Carefree, what is it? Carefree Countenance? Whatever it is. The ability block damage. Or excuse me, bench block damage. We got that guy. And I think here, I'm just going to bait him with another Beldum. Right? I could take out another Scyther, but I kind of like having Metang out in this matchup. I want to save the Ultra Ball. I might Ultra Ball away my top deck. I could go Boss here. It would be the best Pokemon to Boss KO. Maybe Drifloon. I kind of am liking this Ralts, though. I kind of really like Ralts. I like leaving all their energy on Screamtails. That means they can only KO Scyther or Beldum, which would leave my Scizor still. Or, yeah, actually, because I'd still have an attacker, and if they get rid of this guy, they get rid of this guy. I'm kind of relying on the single prize ones anyways. So I think here I'm going to go Boss's Orders on Ralts. I like that play a lot. It just feels pretty good. And we're going to swing 110 because they evolved into Gardevoir. So they did get a second ability Pokemon down, and we did not KO it this time. But now, however, we did kind of stop them from getting a Kirlia down this turn. So now Greninja is going to be their only draw engine. They got a lot of energy in play. They might not have another energy in hand. They might just be forced to Roaring Scream, which would feel amazing. So we'll see what my opponent's got. We did get research out of the prizes, which actually feels kind of great. I don't have to Iono them if they don't do anything this turn, which I don't think I'm going to. I mean, they're sitting here, they're not doing any actions. If they do actions, they're probably not drawing cards. I'm definitely not going to Iono them. I don't want to give them a bigger hand. I want them in top deck mode. And if they sit here with a dead hand and keep 5 cards, they still have a dead hand. So I think no matter what, yeah, they're going to Roaring Scream, chase that Beldum, man. Or chase Bidoof, yo, put the damage on Bidoof. That made me feel amazing. I'd really start getting ahead if they did that. I'd imagine, though, they're going to go with Scyther. If I had to take a guess, nope, they actually did it. Okay, that's not good for my opponent. We did get Night Stretcher. I could Night Stretcher up Metang, and then get rid of these two and just use Bibarel, which I don't hate the more I think about it. Or I could take an energy. No, I don't have an energy in the discard pile. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's evolve all of these guys on my bench. Really start getting after it here. Now I'm going to Ultra Ball away both my supporters, which I know hurts. I could draw more cards. I do have like a dead hand, but I'm getting Bibarel. I'm just going to draw up to 5 anyways. And hopefully get a supporter off that I could play, which would actually feel better. Even a full Metal Lab wouldn't be bad because they're not KOing a Tang with full Metal Lab actually. So that's kind of funny that actually worked as nicely as it did. I think here we want to go Buddy-Buddy Poffin and take out, honestly, give me both of them, man. Give me both. I got no problems getting a whole bunch of Scizors down this turn. Scythers, excuse me. And then we're going to attach to this guy and rip a research here before Metal Maker. I'm not pressed for Metal Maker. Like, I don't need it that bad yet. I love getting Jamming Tower there. That's going to be huge when they play those Bravery Charms and they kind of stack up to Oko. Scizor, actually, I don't know if they need to, but they might need to do it to KO Scyther. For now, give me a Metal Maker, man. Let's see if we can hit an energy. We can't. And actually, those two top decks were massive, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world at all. We got a bit of a dead hand, but we got Iono for next turn. Right now, all we got to do, swing 110, take a KO when they're active. They got to go Drifloon, which is fine. Like, that's good. We got effectively 170 HP. We're up 2 prize cards, and we got Ultra Ball in hand for another Scizor. Oh my gosh, yeah. All right, this is how Guardy ideally goes. And remember, this was with like one of the worst hands, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we started with nothing, and now look at our board state. I mean, we didn't need an insane board, and I think that's the most important thing to remember is like we had boss, we didn't go like we went more aggressive. We didn't go set up our board more. We're playing against Gardevoir. The last thing we want to do is set up our board. Right now, what we needed to do was just KO the right cards, and taking out their Kirlias kind of stops Gardevoir in its tracks. So yeah, okay, they're going to take a KO with Drifloon, but I'm going to go for possibly a 2-prize KO. And I was going to say Jamming Tower if they move enough energy, put enough damage on Drifloon, but they are going to Iono us. We are going to lose Jamming Tower, which hurts, but it's not the end of the world. They do get down another Screamtails, however, we also got Prime Catcher Research. So I am definitely liking this hand. We are swinging for 160 now with Scizor into Gardevoir EX, or just in general, but I'm thinking if I have to 2-shot a Gardevoir EX, it actually wouldn't feel too bad. Research could potentially find us another Jamming Tower, and I'm praying that we can actually KO Drifloon with that. We need one more energy done to it, and it actually, yeah, no, they're not going to put it down. That wouldn't make sense. Or are they? No, because we have 170. Yeah, they're going to take the KO perfectly. Okay, Drifloon has 170 HP. So we're not going to get, I guess, the perfect cards off that. They are going to take a prize card. I honestly might go Prime Catcher, take out Radiant Greninja here. You know? Like, leave him with that Drift Bloom. Again, that's fine. I like Ultra Ball. We could Ultra Ball away Research. That feels pretty good, actually. Because then we could take a single prize Scizor. And we still got Bibarel. Like, we really don't need these Research. I don't want to get rid of Prime Catcher with Ultra Ball. I kind of like that route. And then if I can Iono or Research after this, like, I totally will. So not that guy. I definitely don't want the 2 prize Pokemon in play. Although it could bait out a Jamming Tower play, which does feel kind of nice. I'm going to evolve this guy just in case I got a Prime Catcher. Just takes out the retreating step. And then we're going to Bibarel for 4. Hopefully get Boss's Orders or Iono are the cards I'm looking for. And we get the Iono, which is perfect. Yeah, so I don't think there's anyone worth Nest Balling for Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We got nothing left. I could Nest Ball. We don't have Radiant Greninja. I don't want Mew. Same thing. Just going to thin it out of the deck. Just going to use the Nest Ball. Not going to take the Mew. I am going to Prime Catcher. I almost played Iono right now. I want to take their only draw engine out. Yeah, that feels good. Even if we swing for a little bit less damage, it's alright. It's alright. Then we're going to rip the Iono here, and then we'll Metang after. We got actually not that many energy in play at all, so we might hit a lot of energy off this, which is okay. And we don't, actually. We hit some amazing supporters for next turn. So now I can Metal Maker. If we just hit 1 energy, we got 2 more Scythers, and we hit 2. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think now do we ever take 2, and we can put 2 on one of the Scythers in case we need to use Scizor EX? Actually feels kind of good, especially if they don't bump the stadium. We got 300 HP, which is perfect Drift Bloom math, but at this point, whatever. It's fine. We'll swing for KO. We'll get after it. We're still up 2 prizes on our opponent, which is good. So if I need to use Scizor EX, it's an option, and I'd rather have the option not need it than need the option not have it. We're going to get Lana's 8. Oh my gosh, stop it. Okay, never mind. I was worried about not finding a single prize Scizor, but Lana's Aid is the perfect supporter for next turn. Those inevitable 2 Scizors in the discard pile. Yeah, don't mind if I take those. Although, my opponent promoted Screamtails, which is interesting. I guess they could retreat it easily, which is a valid line. I'm just kind of surprised they did it, I guess. They could KO someone on the bench, maybe. They could go after my Bibarel, which is fine. I mean, I got plenty of draw support left. I got Research and Iono in hand, so that's not the end of the world. Yeah, they actually might chase down my Bibarel here. Oh, and then keep the Drift Bloom to take out Scizor after. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I've been abusing this Bibarel. They definitely don't want to see it. If they get rid of Metang at this point, we got 2 prizes left and 3 Scizors essentially set up, so that's fine. Definitely not worried about that too much. And they're going to whiff the KO on Metang because of Full Metal Lab. Oh boy. Oh boy, that is definitely not what my opponent wanted to see there. I guess they could go for a Monkey Dory play next turn. They could move 1 damage counter off, which is fine. But then we can go Jamming Tower. I think here I do still like the Lana's Aid play. I like it a lot, honestly. And I could just take out... I don't need Beldum. Honestly, just give me these guys. This is plenty. We could evolve this guy. Smack this guy down. Now we got options. I'm not even going to play this energy. I'm just going to hold it just in case. I'll run Metal Maker. It's probably going to be the last time I use the Metal Maker. And we're going to hit 3 energy. Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to take 2. I'm going to attach 1 to Bibarel in case they try to stall me. I could retreat with the manual attach. Actually, you know what? I could throw 2 on Bibarel just in case. We really don't need much more energy at this point. If they take out Bibarel, they take out Bibarel. All of our Scythers are going to be set up and ready to rumble. Let's do that. Let's do this. This is a mess. Okay. Could throw it on Metang, but I got a feeling they're going to KO Metang. This is the easiest guy for them to KO. And then here we're going to swing 110 and take an easy KO on Screamtails. It's got 30 HP left. My opponent is going to have the sad face. They cannot boss stall Bibarel. We will retreat. They can stall Metang, I guess, but we got an energy in hand, and I will dig as much as possible for a Metal Maker. We should have a couple energy left. We got 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 energy. 8 is in hand. We've got 4 energy left in the deck, so if I absolutely need, I could research, but no, they're going to move a damage counter off. Tell me they KO Metang. Perfect. Now, if they don't have a stadium bump, they actually need to put enough damage on Drift Bloom, so put it at 90, I believe, or 80. They would be just over the KO, because they're on the odd number right now. 70 won't cut it. They need, or no, 50 won't cut it. They need 2 more, and 70 is perfect math for Jamming Tower to go into effect. So I'm not the most upset with this. Although they're going to be using Gardevoir EX as an attacker this turn, which is still swinging for KO. It's actually pretty annoying, especially considering my Prime Catcher's in the discard pile, and I got one boss left in the deck that I'm probably not going to be top decking. Although if I do, I guess that would be game, which would be pretty cool. I could dig for it with Radiant Greninja. That would be devious, I'm not going to lie. I'm tempted. I'm, like, very, very tempted. I probably will play Radiant Greninja. I don't think it hurts me at this point. I don't really need more energy acceleration. I don't need another Metang. Mew is not something I want to see. We got 4 Scythers, or 2 Scythers, 2 Scizors in play. Yeah, I guess actually Radiant Greninja wouldn't be a bad line at all. They'll take the KO there. I can promote, if I evolve into, we'll do 240, that would not KO them. They have 270, so even if we use Crossbreaker on Scizor EX, that's not going to be the perfect KO. I think the best play for us is to go, I guess, you never know what you're going to draw into. I'll promote the Scyther. It's a free retreat. Like, it doesn't hurt to promote. It's always kind of nice having that free retreat pivot. It's just kind of there, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go bench the Greninja. I'm gonna conceal the cards, and I'm gonna see if I can hit boss's orders and just clean up the game right now. We cannot. Okay, that's fine. We can still retreat into Scizor. We can swing for some good damage. We now have to be a little bit careful on how we play the rest of the game. I could Iono my opponent to play the Jamming Tower, although I lose the Jamming Tower. But then tools have no effect. They actually could still take the KO with Drifloon. I kind of want them to go over. I want to save that Jamming Tower play. I think here we're going to go Iono. And then I got Bibarel as well. So I'll have a big hand going into next turn. My opponent, however, will probably not. I'll leave the energy in the... Actually, no, I should play it. Just I'll leave it in the deck. Well, Iono. I want my opponent at 2 cards. I don't want him at 3 cards. I don't know what plan they got. I don't want to see it. And we're going to get 1 energy off that. I could play it draw 5. I guess the safest place for it would be Scyther or Greninja in case I need a retreat, but I'm going to go Scyther. We should have some energy left in the deck, especially after I play a Rod, possibly. We should still have a couple of those left. I don't think we played any yet. We got 1 in hand. We got a bunch of energy. Actually, this is a phenomenal hand. This is pretty great. Okay, and we got an Ultra Ball to Thin, Rod for next turn too. We got an energy in case we need a retreat. This is great. We're going to swing 1-10, which is fine. Like, I know we're not two-shotting with Scizor, the single prize one, but I have Ultra Ball for Scizor EX, so if they leave Gardevoir in the active spot, we can just go Scizor EX, go Crossbreaker, take the game that way, which my opponent might not see. They're looking down a lot of Scizors. I don't think I've revealed Scizor EX yet. No, I have. I've got the one in discard. I guess I've revealed it. So we're not totally in the clear yet. They do know what tricks we got up our sleeve. They did get a Curlia down. They were able to draw a little bit of cards. They got the Arven. For what, though? I want to see them use that Drifloon. I want to see them go over. I want that Jamming Tower play so bad. They got Counter Catcher Hero's Cape. Oh, boy. Okay. I mean, look, we got 1 prize left. If they want to take a KO... Actually, how much HP do you have left? You got 260. Oh, my God. All right, we still need Jamming Tower. That's fine. You could heal 30 off Gardevoir. That is pretty annoying, though. I'm not going to lie. It's a funny tech in Guardy, not playing the unfair stamp or something like that. I like it. And they got Counter Catcher, too. So we could see a huge Counter Catcher play. And we got 1 boss left. We got Boss, Jamming Tower. Those are, like, the 2 cards that we need to win the game. They're just going to take the KO. They're not going to use the Counter Catcher, which is fine. So now we have to do it this turn, or we do lose, because they got 1 prize left. Okay, that's fine. We're going to promote Scyther here. Probably going to Ultra Ball away to our top deck. I could play Rod, but I really don't want energy back in the deck. We get Boss. Never mind. Never mind. I am so curious if I would hit the Scizor EX and Jamming Tower and go for that play. I don't want to find out. I am just going to boss up. They got 3 abilities in play. Give me the Drifloon, man. That card is annoying. Every time I can KO a Drifloon, I'm going to KO the Drifloon. And my opponent hit me with the thumbs up. I'm going to give it right back to them. That match was awesome, dude. That is a sick match number 2. And again, we're using single prize attackers just like Gardevoir. We got a 2 prize backup attacker, which I didn't even touch this game. Might not have been a bad route, so they would have overextended on the Drifloon. We could have taken a 2 prize KO that way and disrupted their board a little bit more. But hey, I mean, we got after it. We got the chip. And that's going to kind of wrap it up for a guaranteed positive record. We're 2-0. Let's see if we can go 3-0 in the final match with the Scizor box. Welcome to match number 3. We're up against Charizard EX, which is definitely a difficult matchup. I kind of love having Jamming Tower here. And this hand isn't perfect, but we'll make it work. However we got to do it, we'll make it work. We're going to get rid of Boss and Rod, which are 2 huge cards, but they're the most sackable in my hand. And I think here we did prize. We did prize Bidoof, which does make this a lot more difficult. So maybe I go for another, or a Metang. Or Greninja, but I think Metang because we have to evolve it. I got Iono next turn. I don't think Charizard's taking a turn 1 KO, so I think we just pass here. And again, it's not ideal, but we'll make it work if we need to. You know, however we got to do it, we can manage. We got Iono and Scizor in hand. If they don't get any more Charmanders down, if we top deck an energy, I could just go Boss onto Charmander, but they got Luminion in play, so that's going to mean at minimum they get Arven for Buddy-Buddy Poffin and Force Seal Stone, which is annoying, and they're going to get more Charmanders down. Although if we KO their only Pidgey, if they don't bunch a Pidgey, that could feel good, but no, they're going to get Precious Trolley. Yeah, it is Precious Trolley. I was like, that's not the first word, is it? No, it is. So they're going to fill up their bench with just about everything they need. Hopefully we see a Rotom down. That's just another ability Pokemon that I really don't mind chasing down in the late game. Anything to not deal with Charizard. If we have to go Prime Catcher onto Luminion, Boss's orders on, I don't know, like Rotom, and then hopefully we can sweep. Oh, a Pheasantipity, that'd be perfect too. I was going to say a Pidgey we could possibly work on a little bit easier than Charizard. I guess if we have to deal with one Charizard, it's not the end of the world. It's just annoying, man. It's got so much HP. They're gonna pass here, so I'm really hoping I get an energy. I can take out their only Scyther, Pidgey in play with our Scizor now. They did take Force Seal Stone with their Arven, so I'm gonna play Jamming Tower in case they get it back. Now they need a Stadium Bump, and I'm gonna go Arven here, put Force Seal Stone on the bottom of their deck, and hopefully just draw into 1 energy off this. And naturally, I would be so far away from that. Okay, at least I get a lot of basic Pokemon down. I could go for Scythers, double Scyther. Although losing a bunch of these cards hurt really bad. But I think it might be our best. Actually, you know what? No, I could go 2-2. They could take out. You could use Dusknoir to KO one of those. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away what? We already got rid of a Rod, so I can't do that. I might have to get rid of a Night Stretcher. We got Lana's Aid if I really need it. But I definitely don't want to get rid of a second Rod. We are probably going to need that for another energy, potentially. So now I'm going to Metang and hope my deck is thin enough. Again, I literally just need 1 energy, and we're fine. And I'm going to hit 2, which is obviously better. So I'm going to throw the 1 energy there. They got a couple abilities in play. All we needed is 1 to KO the active, get rid of their only Pidgey. We're going to swing 110 damage, take out their only Pidgey. Sure, they get access to Fez, but whatever, pick your battles. And we're going to take a prize card here, and it's going to be another energy. So we are in total top deck mode. We have absolutely nothing going for us into this next turn, especially assuming my opponent gets Rare Candy Charizard off rip before Fez or after Fez. It really doesn't matter. I've just got a feeling my opponent's got the nuts in a hand like that. They're going to flip the script. They got 10 cards in their hand. I'm sure 2 of those are Rare Candy Charizard. There's the Buddy-Buddy Poffin. They could get another Pidgey down, which we could chase. We do have a Prime Catcher in hand. Well, that's assuming we actually get a playable card. So, my opponent, we'll see what they do after this. Honestly, maybe Fez is worth it in this deck, man. Maybe instead of Greninja, you play something like Fez. It's not a bad option, I guess, the more I think about it. I didn't want to play it because it was like a 2-prize liability. Maybe instead of Mew. I really didn't use Mew much, and here it is. There's a Rare Candy Charizard. All I know is this turn, I am in 150,000% top deck mode. I mean, this top deck is going to make or break the rest of my game, because the more prizes we give up against Charizard, the worse this matchup is really going to feel. So they're only going to search for 2 energy there. I'm curious to see if that's all they do, or if they go for a Dusknoir play potentially this turn. They might not have it, but I guess they could go for it. We're definitely not taking a KO this turn. I know that for a fact. I mean, we got nothing in our hand. We need to top deck a Scizor. Top deck, I'd be a little sad about research because we got a lot of good stuff, but if it's what I gotta do, it's what I gotta do. They're gonna take a KO. I'm definitely taking Iono. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. I kind of need a lot I don't got. So we're gonna promote Scyther with the energy and pray. And our prayers are kind of unanswered, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh. I could Prime Catcher, go to stall someone. Could go Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking. Take out what? Like Iono. They got 2 Duskulls out. That's a mess. Okay. So what do you do? Iono and Scizor? Oh, we need Iono on top. And then Scizor on bottom. We need to draw into the Iono. Then I could go Prime Catcher, take out Fez probably. I don't want a Metang here. I don't want to get rid of those cards. So we're just, I guess I could have done that before the Ciphermaniacs. It's not a bad card to draw into. It just doesn't feel great, especially assuming my opponent has a switch out. I'm going to promote this Beldum. And I am going to throw the energy on Scyther. If I could get ahead on energy going into the turns following, I definitely want to. We got 1 energy and a whole Scizor line in the discard pile. I could Super Rod, but I kind of want a little bit more energy before I Super Rod. I want to go like 2 energy and a Scyther maybe would be the ideal one. And they got the manual attach retreat. They can easily take out another Beldum, go up hopefully just 1 prize. If they have a boss's orders in hand and they take out my only Scyther with energy, well, that would feel awful. I mean, I still get Iono. I still could go potentially double Metang. I still could hit 2 energy. It would feel a lot worse. I was really hoping I could take a 2 prize KO on Fez with my Scizor EX, but I'm not going to get that lucky. How many boss's orders are we down? Or gusting cards, excuse me. We got 3 boss, 1 Prime Catcher. We got 2 boss's orders left, so I need to deal with 1 Charizard and Luminian Fez, most definitely. All right. I'm going to take a KO there, go 2 prizes, take 2 prizes in total. We're going to promote Scyther, and we are going to go Iono right on into the Scizor, and also put my opponent at 4 cards. Yes, actually, they won't have access to Fez. I'm not taking a KO this turn. And we get the energy there. That's actually pretty big. We sadly still didn't get playable cards. So there's that. That's a problem. And we also whiffed some energy. Okay. Hey, it's not the end of the world. Honestly, I'm going to throw this on the active. I'm going to hope I can just deal with this Charizard with 1 active Pokemon. I'm going to hope this Scizor EX will carry me to victory. I need this next Metang to do amazing things this matchup. I mean, I got Boss, so honestly, if I hit the Metal Maker, what I might do is go Boss's orders on Fez and just deal with that guy now. Take 2 prizes on that. I'll deal with the Charizard with that low HP later, and they're going to go Rare Candy Pidgeot, so they got exactly what they need. We know that for sure. That's not ideal. And they got Dusclops as well, so they could just take a KO there, can't they? Because they're swinging 210 plus 50 is 260. Actually, they're not taking a KO with Dusclops, and they can't Defiance Band. Okay, they're gonna set it up for a Dusknoir play. Take out my Metang. Oh, this is a mess. This is a beatdown. I'm not gonna lie in match number 3. I'm gonna fight through it. I mean, there's not a great chance we could do it, but there's a decent chance, especially if they Dusclops or Dusknoir. Yes, they'll be taking a prize card. Will be on even prize cards. So if I can deal with Charizard and Fez only, there actually is a chance I could work through this, especially if Scizor can live this turn, which is asking for a lot. But you know what? I'll do what I can. I will do what I can. My opponent is taking their sweet time going for a quick search. I hope they go Iono. That would feel phenomenal. If they give me a new hand, I definitely wouldn't complain. They are going to Curse Blast. They are not KOing this guy, though. We have 220 HP. Oh, no, because they gave us a prize card, so they are KOing us. They weren't KOing us before Dusclops. After Dusclops, though, is a different story. Alright, well, if I ever needed to top deck a Scizor, now is the time. Actually, it wouldn't even be a bad time. If we could KO Charizard, they got no other Charizards in play. Charmanders in play. They wouldn't evolve anyone. I guess they could go Thornton, but they would need a lot to pull that off. They got 2 prizes left. Okay. Here's to praying. We get Ultra Ball or Scizor. And we get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Oh, boy. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't feel too good. Okay, is there anything I could search for? I don't think I could get out of this anyway. I got no search in hand. I got Boss. I could Boss up Fez and hope to stall them, but then they just quick search for energy. Oof. I think I'm kind of stuck. Which hurts. I was really hoping for a better match number 3. And I would totally try to play another But, I mean, Charizard is tricky, man, and I think this was just a dead draw. I am also going out with my family in a little bit, so I don't know if I have much more time to record. So, I apologize that this might be a bit of an anticlimactic one. I think I might just scoop here and move on. I mean, they got 2 prizes left. I don't know how I do this. What do I Metal Maker into? Do I get a bunch of energy? If I do, I'll give it a go. I do get a bunch of energy, actually. I could Ram, or Beam, excuse me, swing for 60. They got 30 HP left, though. Yeah, no, I think we're cooked here. Because, like, who do I boss installed? No one. They quick search for an energy or a Turo or something like that, or a Night Stretcher, and then they're chilling. Everything's a 1 retreat. Their Charizard's fine. Full Metal Lab's not gonna save me. They're swinging for KO and everything. That's sadly gonna do it. We're gonna get absolutely destroyed in match number 3. I apologize that it wasn't a more entertaining match number 3. I'm going out with my family soon. I told them I would meet up with them while I'm back in New York. You know, for the week, for the holidays and everything. So, again, I apologize, but still, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I know it's a little bit late, it's a couple days after, but Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates, and just happy holidays to everyone. I hope you're spending a lot of time with your family, and you get some time just to take a break from the norm, the normal routine of working and whatnot, and you're able to even sit down and play some TCG Live, despite that third match being super anticlimactic. Honestly, besides Charizard, this deck actually, like, I played it for a bit. It swings well into a bunch of things right now. I mean, I took on Gardevoir, took down Iron Thorns, I had, in the warm-up matches, played against Raging Bolt and Ancient Box, and I actually did pretty well against both those. Ancient Box was a little closer, but Raging Bolt was a Gus KO for Victor. Actually, just double Gus. They just KO'd their active with the Scizor EX, but you get the point. This deck cooks. Either way, enjoy your guys' holidays. Enjoy your time off if you got it, and if you don't, I hope you have a good time at work or whatever you're doing. With that being said, stay epic. Peace.